Hey there, and welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel. I am Dave Does, and today I'm going to be taking you through the condensed history of Metallica. In the annals of heavy metal, few names command the respect and influence of Metallica. They are the titans, the architects of a sound that would redefine a genre and shake the foundations of rock music. But before the sold-out stadiums and platinum records, they were four young men with a vision to play louder, faster and heavier than anyone else. This is the story of how they became the Four Horsemen of Metal. The story begins in 1981 in the burgeoning metal scene of Los Angeles. A Danish transplant named Lars Ulrich, obsessed with the new wave of British heavy metal, placed an ad in a local paper, seeking other musicians with similar tastes. The ad was answered by a young guitarist named James Hetfield. Lars Ulrich has said, "James and I, we just connected on this idea of let's be the fastest, most brutal band out there. There was this energy in the air. Bands like Iron Maiden, Motorhead, we wanted to take that and just inject it with pure adrenaline."
We were playing music that we wanted to hear, as simple as that. People don't understand how important things are in the moment when you're doing them until later on, which is great, because if we thought it was that important, we would have screwed it up, probably.
Yeah, you just gotta let it flow, yeah.
They named their new project Metallica. The lineup solidified with the addition of guitarist Dave Mustaine and bassist Ron McGovney. Their earlier sound was raw, aggressive and uncompromising, but it was the search for a new bassist that would change everything. Kirk has said, "We were all fans of this band called Trauma, and their bassist Cliff Burton, I mean, you saw him, you heard him, and you just went, what is that?" He was this wild-haired guy with bell bottoms playing bass like a lead guitarist. He was an absolute genius. Lured by the promise of a move to San Francisco, Cliff Burton joined the band, but on one condition. They had to move out of Los Angeles. The Four Horsemen were now complete: James Hetfield, Cliff Burton, Lars Ulrich and Dave Mustaine.
James Hetfield, rhythm guitar and vocals.
Lars Ulrich, drums and bongs.
Dave Mustaine, lead guitar. Cliff Burton, bass guitar.
Okay, how long has the band been together as Metallica?
Well, since we started.
Which was what, October 81?
Yeah. The first Metallica. The first Metallica.
Okay. Who are your favorite artists or your main influences? Let's start with you.
Oh, I don't know. There's all kinds of shit. I can't even start to think about it. Angel Witch. Faith. Venom.
Motorhead.
Rush.
Venom.
Diamond Head. Black Sabbath. Diamond Head.
ZZ Top.
What?
You want to say to everybody out there?
Metal up your ass!
Okay, thank you. This is Donna Davis and this is Metallica.
They relocated to the Bay Area, a scene teeming with a different kind of energy, but the volatile chemistry within the band reached a breaking point. The friction between James and Lars and the erratic behaviour of Dave Mustaine led to a fateful decision. He was fired. His replacement? A young guitarist from the band Exodus named Kirk Hammett.
They woke me up one morning and said, "Look, you're out of the band." And I said, "What are you talking about? You're out of the band." I said, "No warning? No second chance? You're not going to give me a warning? You're just going to kick me out?" And I thought that was unfair. At the time, I was really mad, and I didn't want to forgive them for what they did. And I told them when I left, "Do not use my music."
In 1983, they released their debut album, Kill 'Em All. It was a blistering declaration of intent, a landmark of the burgeoning thrash metal movement, but it was their follow-up that would truly cement their legacy. Ride the Lightning was more than just speed, it was a leap forward in songwriting. Tracks like Fade to Black and For Whom the Bell Tolls showcased a new level of maturity and complexity. They were pushing the boundaries of what heavy metal could be. With Master of Puppets released in 1986, Metallica created their magnum opus, a sprawling 8-track masterpiece that solidified their place at the top of the metal food chain. An A&R music executive at the time said, "You heard that album and you just knew. This wasn't just a metal band, this was a force of nature. The songwriting, the production, the sheer ambition, it was unlike anything we had ever heard." The album was a commercial and critical success. The tour was a triumph. The band was on top of the world. Then, on September 27, 1986, in a small town in Sweden, the world stopped. The tour bus crashed. Cliff Burton was killed.
On that European tour, we had a really bad bus.
These particular buses weren't purpose-built that we have now. They have normal windows like a passenger coach, and the bunks are just bolted in. Then they put cardboard over the windows.
Earlier that night, a friendly dispute between Kirk and Cliff over sleeping arrangements concluded with a draw of cards.
The first card that Cliff picked was the Ace of Spades, and he looked at me and said, "I want your bunk." And I said, "Fine, you take my bunk, I'll sleep up front. That's probably better anyway, Later on that night, at about 5 or 6 in the morning, I heard a skidding, I heard a vibration, and then this motion. I thought we were going off a cliff.
He overcorrected to get back onto the road, and as he did, the back end came around this way, and it started chomp, chomp, chomp.
It's the sound of screeching brakes and being flipped around like a piece of clothes in a dryer.
Just woke up, like hot coffee getting poured all over me, from the coffee machine, and, the bus was on its side.
What happened? Is the bus gonna blow up?
I jumped out of the bus, took off, did the 100-yard dash in about 7 seconds flat.
And we're standing out there in our underwear and, 10 below.
And I heard everyone screaming except for Cliff. And I thought, oh my God, something's wrong.
Seeing the bus driver just, freaking frantic.
And I turned around and I saw Cliff's legs sticking out from underneath the bus.
I went to, pull him out, wake him up or whatever. It's like, he's not moving.
And the driver walked over and started pulling on the blanket that was underneath the bus next to Cliff. And I said, "What are you doing?"
I grabbed him. "Don't you take that away from him."
Against all odds, the band hoped that somehow, some way, Cliff could be saved.
A crane turned up, a big crane with a jib and all that, and they hooked up a chain around the bus, and they picked the bus up.
There's still people trapped under the bus, but everyone else was okay.
I don't know if Cliff was dead at this point or not, because the bus actually slipped back after they picked it up. They lifted it to pull him out, and it slipped back and landed again on the floor.
After that, I was in such shock that everything else for the next 3 or 4 hours, I can't even remember.
Kirk and James yelling at the driver.
"What did you do? What did you do?"
What happened? What's going on? Is this guy drunk or la la la? Oh, we hit some black ice. And I recall in my underwear, and socks, walking for miles, looking for this black ice, walking back on. Where's this black ice? I don't see any black ice. And I wanted to kill this guy. I was gonna end him there.
Now, Burton's death left Metallica's future in doubt. The 3 remaining members decided Burton would want them to carry on. Now, roughly 40 people, including Hammett's childhood friend Les Claypool of Primus, Troy Gregory of Prong, and Jason Newsted, formerly of Flotsam and Jetsam, were all involved. They auditioned for the band to fill in for Burton's spot. Newsted learned Metallica's entire setlist for his audition. Metallica invited him to Tommy's joint in San Francisco. Hetfield, Ulrich and Hammett decided on Newsted as Burton's replacement. Now, with new bassist Jason Newsted in tow, they released And Justice for All. A furious, complex and dark album, a raw expression of their grief and anger. But the band was ready for a change. In 1991, they enlisted producer Bob Rock and released an album simply known as The Black Album. It was a departure from their thrash roots. It was melodic, streamlined, and heavy in a way that he had never been before. Enter Sandman became a global phenomenon. Black Album sold millions of copies and turned Metallica from a metal band into one of the biggest rock acts in the world. They were no longer just the Four Horsemen of metal, they were global superstars. On August the 8th, 1992, during a co-headlining Guns N' Roses Metallica Stadium tour at the Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Hetfield suffered second and third degree burns to his arms, face, hands and legs. There had been some confusion with the new pyrotechnic setup, which resulted in Hetfield walking into a 12-foot flame during Fade to Black.
During Fade to Black, I'm up there playing the part, and these colored flames are going off. I'm a little confused on where I should be. I walk forward, I walk back.
We have these flashes of magnesium that burns at 1200 degrees, 1800 degrees, who knows, but hot enough to melt metal.
The pyro guy doesn't see me that I've walked back out there. A big colored flame goes right up under me. And instantly I, squint and turn.
James Hetfield looks like that torch that they carry up the stairs to light the Olympic fire.
So I'm burnt, all my arm, my hand completely down to the bone. The side of my face, hair gone, part of my back.
I said, "You all right, man?" He looked at me and he was shaking, and he brought up his hand. And I could literally see the skin rising off his hand and blister.
We see some guy come up and dump him with water and then cover him.
Well, that felt great for a second. Then I looked down and watched the skin just rising and things going wrong.
Total confusion, and adding to the mix, 50,000 people.
This is in Montreal, French speaking everywhere. I'm trying to explain what's going on. Can we get to a hospital, please? A hospital, yes.
And his skin is bubbling like on the Toxic Avenger.
They're calling, for an ambulance, and the security guys are kind of walking around, and the one guy bumps into my hand, I remember, and I just lost it. I screamed, I punched him right in the nuts.
And I'm going, oh my God, it's over. Oh my God, our band is done.
Lars took the stage to calm the disturbed and agitated crowd.
There was an incident with the pyrotechnics. Unfortunately, James is on his way to the hospital right now, and we're very sorry, but we can't continue the concert for you guys tonight.
This is pain I've never felt in my whole life. And it won't go away. I'm freaking at this point, anxiety, we got to get moving.
We got him into ER. The doctors and nurses, they were great. They cut off his rings, his fingers were swelling. It was not a pretty sight. Because with the pain he was still going through and the unknown future that this was pointing the way to, one of his first thoughts was getting a replacement guitar guy to make sure the tour didn't have to stop.
James had sustained second and third degree burns to his left hand and both arms. He had stepped into a 12-foot high, 3,200 degree tower of flame and survived. His future with the band was uncertain at best.
Metallica returned to the stage 17 days later with guitar technician and metal church member John Marshall replacing Hetfield on guitar for the remainder of the tour, although Hetfield was able to sing. When Load was released in 1996, it debuted at #1 in the Billboard 200 and ARIA charts. It was the band's second #1 album. The cover art, Blood and Semen Free, was created by Andres Serrano, who pressed a mixture of his own semen and blood between sheets of plexiglass. The release saw another change in the band's musical direction with a new image, which included revamped logo and the band members having their hair cut. While Load was a commercial success, the band's change in style had polarised the fan base. Newsted left Metallica on January the 17th, 2001, just as plans were being made to enter the recording studio. He said he left the band for private and personal reasons, and the physical damage I have done to myself over the years while playing the music that I love.
Only talk about what you're comfortable about.
There was a lot leading up to it, through time. No, the Echo Brain thing was another. It was started out as a project with these kids that were very, very promising, just like a million other projects that I've done. Could have been. I played with the Voivod guys for how many, 11 or 12 years before I even started the Echo Brain project. 14 years before I made any records with Voivod, I was playing with Voivod. I'm always jamming with people and doing my thing. Echo Brain was just another project at that particular time. But I wanted to get more serious about it because I felt that it deserved it. The very upside down thing, I don't think that anybody knows. The management of Metallica was very, very excited about Echo Brain. Wanted to take it out for me.
Right.
Okay, wanted me to do Echo Brain also with Metallica. They felt Echo Brain was that good, the singer was that good. And it didn't affect Metallica because it was a totally different kind of thing, and I was in Metallica, that would give it its pedigree already. And so they had told me, pretty convincingly, this is a great record. We've been playing it around the office. That's all I've been hearing. It's fantastic. This kid has a great voice. Let's do something with this. Okay, that's what they told me. And then James heard about it and was not happy. And he was, I think, pretty much out to put the kibosh on the whole thing because it would somehow affect Metallica in his eyes because now the managers were interested in something I was doing that had nothing to do with him. I was writing my own songs and doing my own thing. I'm not sure inside him. I don't know why or what or anything. I'm not going to say anything bad.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what he was thinking other than just protecting what he valued, just like he does. That's his thing. He protects what he loves. Squeezes it too hard, like he said it himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Squeeze it too hard. Protecting it too much. But that's where I was coming from. The people that I had counted on for 15 years to help me with my career, help Metallica, take care of my money, do all of those things, told me, your new project is fantastic, we'd like to help you with it. James heard about it. The manager calls him back a couple days later, sorry, we're not going to be able to help you with that Echo Brain thing. Okay, so I'm like, okay. So I put all this money in it, worked really hard, went up in the mountains and made the record. Fantastic record. A diamond, Kirk Hammett called it. A diamond.
Wow.
Yeah. His wife played it in their car and he'd get sick of it. I remember that. Actually, Lars's next to last girlfriend, really liked Echo Brain a lot. Would play it in his car too and make him crazy. I know that. It just kind of happened. But between those two things, I was very confused. I'd been dedicated to Metallica and everything came first. Everything came after. What I'm saying, the band came first and everything came after Metallica. I sacrificed many, many things. Rewards were great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining.
No, of course.
I'm just saying I made great sacrifices to be the guy that I wanted to be in that band. First one in, last one out. Play every show like I'm never going to get to play again. All of that type of thing. I really try to do that. So when he did that to me after all those years and all the things we'd been through, and help each other reach our own goals and our collective goals, it hurt. And I was like, man, really, dude, you don't view me as this equal person to you, how much I respect you. You just respect me that much? That's a really hard thing for me to. Does not compute. Computer says no.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Totally.
Okay, so just not working.
Yeah.
And so we went to do making of the Black Album for that classic album.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
It was on September 27th. You know what day that is?
Mm-hmm. The day of Cliff.
So on September 27th in 2000, we went to LA together to the place that we made the Black Album to talk about the Black Album. And I had copies of the Echo Brain thing I was passing around. Bob Rock is there, Andy Staub's there, and the guys, let me have one. Oh, dude, that's great. Oh, I heard some of it. It's really fantastic. And James is in the room, not liking it. Mm-hmm. And we went about our business, and we did our first thing. We set up for this thing. You guys are going to play that song, we're going to film that. Okay, we go and play. Now we're going to do that, and James Lowry's going to talk over there, and we're going to film that, take a break. As they go around, the TV.
Yeah.
So he pulls me aside, and he says, so what's your plan with this music? What do you plan on doing? And I said, we got to get a record together. I plan on taking it out to people and do a few shows that, as long as it doesn't get in the way of Metallica stuff. So you plan on selling T-shirts and everything? I'm like, yeah, probably. Well, I'm not sure I'm good with this. He went on to say, I'm not sure exactly what they were just saying because my head started spinning and whirling and really feeling like a little kid being reprimanded after all the things we went through. And he's younger than me. And that in itself is just kind of, you know what I mean? He said other arrangements can be made. He looks me in the eye. That's the answer to your question. I've never told the world that before, ever.
In June 2003, Metallica's 8th album, St. Anger, debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 and drew mixed reactions from critics. Ulrich's steely sounding snare drum and the absence of guitar solos received particular criticism. For the duration of St. Anger's recording period, producer Bob Rock played bass on the album and in several live shows at which Metallica performed during the time. Once the record was completed, the band started to hold auditions for Newsted's permanent replacement. Bassist Pepper Keenan, Geordie White, Scott Reeder, Eric Avery, Danny Lona, Chris Wise, among others, auditioned for the role. After 3 months of auditions, Robert Trujillo, formerly of Suicidal Tendencies and Ozzy Osbourne's band, was chosen as the new bassist. Newsted, who had joined Canadian thrash metal band The Void at the time, was Trujillo's replacement in Osbourne's band during the 2003 Ozfest tour, which included The Void. Since St. Anger, Metallica have gone on to release 3 more albums and shown no signs of stopping. They have endured lineup changes, personal struggles and criticism from fans who felt they had strayed from their roots, but they always found their way back to the music. The beauty of Metallica's story is that it's a human story. It's about friendship, betrayal, tragedy and rebirth. They are a testament to the power of a single riff, a single band, to change the entire world. They are more than just a band. They are an institution, a force of nature, a sonic tsunami that has crashed over 4 decades of music. They are Metallica, and the ride is far from over. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video today and our condensed history of Metallica. There was so much more we could have gone into it, and we could have been here for a lot longer. But if you really like this video, give us a like, give us a share. If we get enough likes on this video and you want us to do it, let us know in the comments, but we can do a much bigger history covering a lot more in-depth detail on some of these topics that we kind of glossed over and some of the little topics that we may have missed, like Napster, etc. And we'll be more than happy to cover that in the channel. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in another video sometime very soon. Take care.